Good evening. Welcome to Lost Opal Tarot. Hi, how are you in the evening time on a Magic Monday? Welcome, welcome, welcome. In case you didn't know, my name is Opal. We use things like tarot, Lenormand, oracles, Elder Futhark runes, astrology, astronomy, hermetics, alchemy, etc., etc., to help illuminate the path to the higher self. I hope you will join me. What an interesting day it has been. What a good day it has been. Well, man, what a ride, to say the least. So much to learn. So many things to learn. Never enough time, right? Right? But there is. The time is now, and we're doing it. We're doing it. I'm so excited. Our astrology stuff, I just learned a whole bunch of stuff today that I'm hopeful that we can integrate here. I think, I mean, I know it. I've seen it. I see it before me. This is not some new thing that I have discovered. I'm sure someone out there has written extensively about this, but it is new to me. Fireworks for our band. Goodbye. Well, I think it's easier just to explain, but we'll get into that when we get into that, won't we? A few things have changed, though. You know, I finally have some of the deck stuff that I've wanted to bring to the stream here, finally. We have multiple different style of deck to choose from now, to discuss, so I can finally speak like on stream about, you know, different, they're still tarot, but different schools of thought in terms of art or what it represents, right? So finally, right, we can go back to the very beginnings. Here's an example. We'll pull out, I don't know, let's get my card. Just let's say, okay? Here is my Master Archetype card. I can come over here now. Let's say we need Thoth. Okay, someone wants a reading with Thoth. Yeah? I have Thoth decks, 3 of them here, right? Now we can actually talk about these. But, I'm sorry, Noha Assam 81. Hi. If you're still in my queue here, yeah, you are, perfect. I'm so sorry, I don't mean to delay your read. After that, Raina's Rave, Cave. You will be after that. Hi. Welcome, Crazier123. How are you? Noah Assam, you are the next read, my friend. Let me get your name on the screen. You say, my question please, is my ex-husband is waging endless wars against me, though we've divorced for 2 years. He uses dark energy to block all my paths. I've had faith and worked hard. Where is my justice? So I assume the question is mainly in, where is my justice is what we're after here. Seems to be the heart of the question, yes? Just so we're clear here, Noha Assam 81. Thus far, this is not so much a question as it is a statement, right? So is the question, where is my justice? Is that what we're trying to understand? Why whatever it is not has not come to pass, or whatever outcome you think should be here is not here? Is that what we're trying to understand? Is that the question? crazier 123. If you have not already joined the queue, like it says way up there at the top, do me a favor, please. Type !join to solidify your spot in line. Okay? So I need to know what we're doing here. No, Assam. What is our question? You've brought me, some details here. I can work with this, but in terms of justice, okay, we're looking toward the future here. All right. Question: will I ever be getting justice and all my hard work be acknowledged and my name cleared? Okay. So, sorry, before I forget, I just saw the time. If anybody else takes medications, here's your med check. Take your meds. Okay? There's not too much I can really work with in here. Okay? In terms of where is your justice, I mean, I say to you, and I don't mean in a mean way at all, but if it is not here, present in your life now, either A, okay, it will happen in ways that you will not be made aware of, right? How do you determine when justice has been exacted? On top of this, Noah Assam, how do you, from then, who is the one that determines that level of right and wrong? Who holds those answers per se? Is it you? Is it the person that has been affected by it? Right? Is it the world, the universe? Who? Yeah. So you're bringing me a question with whose definition of justice are we using? Okay. I don't know that it will be yours or theirs, the world's, who knows, right? So just because the way it's formed, the question in general, the situation, I don't have much to work with here. We're just gonna see what we can find out, okay? I usually do 2 cards for questions like this. It's the energy surrounding your question and the energy inviting you forward, okay? Yeah, that's what I mean. This is your definition of justice. That may not align with what, other happenings have in mind as well. Other influences, right? You are not the only thing in that. You are a piece of it, sure. 2 cards. So, my cards reply in a similar way, okay? We get in response well, that's one I need actually. The energy surrounding your question, okay? Five of Pentacles here. Pentacles represent our physical realm, okay? The world we live in. The things you interact with, health, wealth, your job, right? Your career, etc. Your routines. This card would indicate to us we're feeling a little bit left out in the cold, right? This card typically upright just real quickly represents misfortune, right? We are leaving a previously perhaps serving 5, all right, a structure that at one point was serving to us. It held some value, it answered some question, and no longer does, right? We leave it behind, or we have been left out in the cold by it, okay? That is the current energy of this situation. However, the energy inviting you forward, all right, there's a few things to take away from here, right? Six of Swords, okay, this number would represent harmony and union, and there are three figures in this card that are important to us. There is you, okay, and then there are effectively two pieces of you, if you will. All right, in the boat, you will find a fiery figure. You can take this to represent effectively your passion for the matter, whatever it might be, okay? The child, the smaller figure sitting next to it, your innocence, okay? This is you ferrying downriver with your thoughts in the boat, okay, to have a moment of self-reflection on how we're viewing this entire situation. The way we communicate this to others and the self, all right, is this in alignment with the reality of what is, okay? Is it in alignment with the reality of what maybe even should happen, right, to this person? While you feel slighted, again, I ask, who you ultimately do not hold those scales, right? You don't get to choose what gets put on this person's scales. While you contribute, the methods, right, are not for us to determine the fates, curse, etc., however you want to put this, but just plain and simply, right? Not how this works, okay? This is asking you to have a deep introspective think about this and to come to a more unified and harmonious state with the current situation as it stands, okay? We must find some way to release these, unfortunately, just attachments, right, is what they are, okay? They keep you bound to this other person until you can let them go, right? Which is an incredibly difficult thing to ask of anybody, obviously, but I would strongly recommend, okay, whatever it is you do to meditate, however you find forgiveness in your heart. And if you've never done that before, perhaps it is time to discover new methods of potential ways too, okay? But that's not even for me to decide. You can sit with this, right? Not you can in some like awful way. I mean, it's your boat. Where you want to take it. Do we want to continue to hold on to these feelings, or are we trying to move on? This does not indicate to me the behavior of somebody who is attempting healing of the self by inflicting or wishing even harm on another. I understand what you're feeling, but does doing this to yourself affect them negatively in any way right now that you are aware of? I would argue no, but I don't know. So I cannot justify, for you the feelings you're having, but no, you did not. No, you did not. But I want you to go back, please, and understand. You look at your language, ma'am, or sir, whoever. When I am not breadcrumbed, me and my children, when he stops the psychic attacks, okay, that destroyed my health, and I have to work, okay, we want justice for these things, right? So, not necessarily harm, okay, but that justice, whatever that to you is, right? We don't get to know when that is, pick how it is exacted, none of these things, okay? You're asking me to answer for something that you have framed in your head a certain way, okay? You hold that, right? You're the only one that's ever going to be able to answer this question of when, if ever enough is enough for this person. Like, when do we release this? Yes. Do you know the full extent of anything that they're going through right now? Their own personal hell that, that is behind closed doors, perhaps. Are you aware of all the inner facets of their life? Just because they're smiling outside, does that mean that things on the inside are going great? Right? I don't know. But I am here to speak specifically about how you feel on this. Okay, we're being asked here to take a deep, hard look at how we view this situation. Okay? So, this isn't to say make peace with the individual, but just make peace with being in the situation. Okay? Do what you can, obviously. But demanding, or expecting necessarily justice to occur, that's the implication of when, right? But unfortunately, we don't get to pick that. Sorry. You are welcome. Good luck. I'm shit. No fun ever, unfortunately. Hopefully, yeah. I don't even know where to begin with how to stand beside, the self while we feel conflicted, with this person that has wronged us. We have to find some way to forgive them, right? Not to move on necessarily with them in our lives, but so we may move on with our own, without that being on our mind all the time, something that is just constantly nagging of something we have lost, right? While it obviously is not a lesson we maybe even needed to learn, we learned something from it, hopefully. Raina's Rave Cave. Hi, how are you? Yeah, I'm not sure who we can reach out to, Noha, who we can, I really don't know. Stuff like that, that's, I don't know which country you're in, who exactly you talk to, but this is what that little trip downriver was for, Try and understand this. Raina's Rave Cave, hi. What are my dreams helping me integrate into my waking life? Thank you. So Raina's Rave Cave, I am aware of dream interpretation, okay? That is a kind of its own separate skill from what we're doing here, okay? I am not an expert in that. There are some books you can get that will be much more useful to you than I will on the subject. But, do I retype my question? We are talking to Raina's Rave Cave at the moment, but once your name is on the screen there, yeah, or I will scroll back and go find it. But Raina, there are specific books. Sigmund Freud has one of them, right? Just a generic interpretation of dreams, basically. I would start there, but I don't know that off the top of my head, my dear. I do not. I am sorry. Do you have any other question you want to ask? I need to get my hands on a copy of that book, and I will one of these days. I don't even know all that stuff just yet. your next phase in motion for you. So, we're trying to understand effectively a phase. A point in life, yes? I can work with this. All right, we'll do 3 cards, okay? So, 4 of Swords, 5 of Wands reversed, and 5 of Cups reversed. That's pent. 5 Wand, 5 pent. Or Cup, sorry. Okay, so this just gives us a generic little story about effectively where we're at. Okay? So, well, this would tell me, I'm not sure if this is in present or if this is what we're being asked to do, okay? If you feel as though you are actively in a state of rest, right? If you have literally not been doing much in terms of anything regarding this question, right? This integration, okay? It's funny to me, okay? You are brought the card of quite literally the dreamer represented, right? This is our night laying down, having a nice rest, yeah? Okay? That stained glass window up there, I just realized a few days ago, it's actually a story. I forget what exactly the name of it is, but it's a story of effectively the Holy Grail, okay? It's meant to represent the light coming through the window is reflecting onto our dreamer here. You'll notice they are relatively colorless, yeah? So, so they are effectively receiving this through the sunlight, that coloring, okay? These different colors of energy, right? Through that stained glass window. This is like a reflection of the dream, kind of the state we would like to be in, right? The message, if you will, okay? So I don't know if you're feeling necessarily stagnant, as if we're trying stuff to whatever, make these dreams come to fruition, whatever that might be, okay? But alternatively, this may be asking for quite literally, again, rest, to keep focusing on these dreams, okay? I'm not sure which for you, but moving forward. After that, we have a need for inner conflict to be resolved here, okay? We either need to acknowledge that we are in a state where we are in denial, perhaps. We are struggling to understand something, this dream, okay? Or we may already have all the information we need to get it, okay? It may be sitting right in front of your face. We just need to actually ruminate on it and not maybe, deny what it is in the dream, right? If it is something that we do not wish to face, for instance, right? It potentially issues moving forward with things like a state of disappointment, a letdown that we cannot seem to release, okay? We're aware of this, this would tell me here that we're aware of this grief, this thing inside, and it almost seems like we're fearful it's this, and we want to deny that it's that, okay? So it's as if, to me, we are looking at this dream I don't know if the disappointment card is showing up here reversed because we are simply confused and potentially this is inciting fear in you, that it somehow means something, you know. It's like a premonition of something bad, you know. I'm not sure, but this is an excellent time. These are not a great fit to work together with when we're trying to solve a problem, right? They are completely at odds with one another. Water and fire, yeah. And especially the 5, the conflict state, okay? So if you look at this, your inner soul's fire, okay? This, whatever this matter is that we feel deeply on, okay? And whatever we have been deeply hurt by or are afraid of being hurt by, okay? These 2 things are causing this knot in you. Okay? Flip this spread to wake this dreamer, effectively. Fight the feelings, you get me, of disappointment. Have conflict with that, not self. This unknown, you know, fear, if you will. So, not entirely sure. Not entirely sure. Yeah, I think that's all I got for you on that. I feel like there's something else here, and I'm just not. I don't see it if there is. At least not, you know, abundantly obvious to me. I feel like there's something else here, but I don't know what it is. I'm not sure what it is. Well, either way, if you figure it out, let me know. But I hope that will at least, you know, somewhat help you answer. I know that's not a super specific answer, but nonetheless, gives you areas to work in, yeah. Perhaps areas we are expending, you know, too much energy, or passions could just, you know, too much work. I'm not sure. You'll know better than I will, for sure. Yeah. You will know better than I will. Okie dokie. Alrighty, who's next? Who next? Crazier 123. Hi, welcome. You are next, my dear. Bam. I suppose it's for me to ponder. You were clear. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, my love, for letting me read you. I hope whatever this is, we can, you know, I can't say what, you know, I don't know what your dream is, and I don't know what the dream interpretation is, none of this stuff, right? I don't have the full answers for you, but I'm hopeful maybe this can maybe give you some insight. I don't know. But I would get our book. Find you a book. There's one in particular. I just cannot remember what it is. From Freud. Sigmund and Freud, right? Not Sigmund and Freud, Jesus Christ. Siegfried and Freud. Whatever. You know the guy, okay? Just look up dream interpretation book, okay? Okay, all right, cool. You got it. Yeah, I can't, you know, I don't know if these are speaking about the same topic, you know what I mean? I don't want to say that they necessarily correlate, but if you can say that they can, right? If it means something to you, that's all I am hopeful to be for you, right? Hi, Miss Anne Marie Angel. Crazier 123. My question is, what is next in love? I need confirmation. Crazier 123. Unfortunately, I am not a future fortune teller, okay? I do not predict a definite, outcome for you. However, I do have something else to offer you. I'll pull it up in just a sec. This deck still needs a lot of shuffling. Brand new deck to me, so excuse me for a moment while I randomize. I'll pull this up though. Review our questions if you don't mind, and tell me if these are suitable for you. This one here. Okay. So we ask all three of these, we draw 3 cards, okay? So this is not necessarily what comes next, like when it comes next, etc., right? This is what we can do in the now, okay? What we're doing now, who that attracts, and something we can do to take a step toward this person we're trying to find, okay? So, crazier, 1, 2, 3. Is this okay with you? Otherwise, if you're wanting your specific question, okay, again, future stuff, I can give you 2 cards. It would be the energy around your question, the energy inviting you forward. Which would you prefer? Opal is all right. It's fine with me. Cool. 3 cards. Happy Monday. It is a good day, I argue. I got some good news. My buddy brought me, he told me, it was big, but it's a giant monitor that I gotta get set up at some point. But I learned a lot about, not a lot, I learned some new stuff about astrology. And, it's been an eye-opening day. A little bit of self-discovery. It's kind of like a good book kind of day. Justice. Whoa. And the moon. You get a spread that is all majors. So, crazier. This would be effectively our King of Swords here. So this is our ultimate communicator, okay, to the kingdom of you, right? This is the way we think, all right? So, this is the person who's in charge of, effectively the kingdom of thought for you, the way we talk to people, right? We interact with speech, okay? How we communicate, even in actions, right? This person would be extremely in tune with emotion. They understand that there is a need to connect the head and the heart, right? All facets of the self must intermingle and communicate with one another, but this one is specifically focused on, thought, the mind, okay? So, any issues we have in the kingdom, we bring to this person, yes? This tells an interesting little story to us here, okay? In terms of your question, all right, we must take this person, okay, to court, right? To literally justice, all right? This is effectively, all right, you can imagine this as judging yourself, all right? Your worth, in a sense, okay? Where are we at on the scale? Where do I belong? What am I owed? What do I owe, right? Things like this are right and wrongs, okay? But it's interesting to me that it brings you this, because it's asking you effectively to have a think, talk with this guy, you, right? The ultimate you in the mind, and determine, okay? Have a think on what exactly it is here in this matter of love. What maybe do we value? What are we looking for exactly? What do you define as justice here in love, okay? Right? Not necessarily what you deserve, maybe, but maybe that is the question you're feeling you want to ask. But what I'm doing with you here right now, okay, these types of questions, these are your weights that you put on this scale, okay? And you're being asked to have a talk with yourself by way of intuition, okay? Meaning it's not something I or anyone else can answer for you. We must explore the inner self, right? What do we want? Yes, what things serve us? What feels right? You know what I mean? When you walk in the room and you just get a sense of the vibe, right? Is this comfortable? Is this what we want? Or do we dislike this? Yes. But in terms of what exactly comes next, okay? We need to determine what we want here. Yes, weigh this against how we feel, okay? We can actually proceed forward. So communicate clearly, determine our actual, desires, if you will, from here. What we want out of this. Now apply intuition to them, okay? So, who, what, where, why, etc., I cannot say. However, the manner in which you get there. Trust yourself, okay? Trust yourself, all right? If you don't know the answer, just try to set it down for a few minutes and come back to it, right? Again and again as you need to. But I cannot say exactly what comes for you, okay? You are very welcome. Sorry, I don't have a more definitive answer for you. Cloudy, bonjour, mon ami. Hi, how are you? Hello, cottage. How are you? Hi, hi. It feels like my whole day got away from me. I don't know what happened. Where did it go? I mean, I know where it went, but where did it go, you know? Where did it go? Oh. Okay. Boop, boop. All right. Cottage. Hi. You're next. Cottage, cloudy. I know, right? Shit. I haven't been on at nighttime. I was streaming in the daytime. Nighttime, daytime. Well, hi, nighttime. I don't, God, I'm fearful of if I say anything about like good things that happen to me, that they will not happen, but I will say them anyways. My buddy, I believe I have a job lined up. I'm waiting for ultimate confirmation, but once I have it, I will scream and yell in private, but for now, the screaming and yelling is contained until I have confirmation of that. So it appears we may have somewhat of a way out, to survive and continue doing this. I'm hopeful for it. We'll see. But I am good. How have you been? I'm okay, my love. Thank you for asking. Much time has passed indeed. Could my reading be about self-improvement? Yes. Early congrats on the new job, my friend. Thank you. So, self-improvement. Do you have like a specific area, or you just want general? Screw it, general self-improvement is what we want. It's not a job in my field, right? But it doesn't matter. Okay, I don't even want to talk about it. It's a job, right? So just waiting to get that solidified, and ta-da, be on our way, I guess. I will find out more, and we'll find out what the stream schedule actually looks like, and when I can and can't be here, and all that fun stuff. I will know more certainly. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe stream in the morning, maybe stream in the evening, maybe stream at supper time. When you can stream anytime, you can stream anytime, right? So Anasta Apt 2. If you look way at the top there is a banner with some directions. If you have not gotten a place in line, you cannot get your name here. There is presently a name here, Cottage Country. That is who we are doing a reading for, okay? Cottage, I think anyway, Jesus. So many bots on Kick today. They just want to talk to us. I'll leave the specifics up to you. Okay, cool. Sorry, that's what I needed to confirm. Well, I don't know. This will just, we'll just let it talk about whatever it wants to. How's that? Let's just find out. I don't ever shuffle like this because it doesn't usually go well for me. They're a little sticky usually. We'll try. All right. I'm just letting them say what they say, okay? We'll find out. Seven Pentacles, Judgment, Ace of Swords. So, are we... Well, Cottage, I'm desperately looking for like some, other something here for you, but I just keep getting one thing, okay? Your patience, okay, toward this higher calling we're feeling, okay? This we're waiting around for it, all right? Well, you're... How do I put this? Okay. Yeah, I believe this is how you feel you're being right now. Yes, very patient, right? I assume. Is this more so a sense of feeling like the hangman, like we're just stagnant, right? But we have more than put the effort in, right? And this is, this is beyond past due, right? I know this didn't come through blocked, but it feels like, patience through impatience, effectively, As if we have been staring at this for, millennia, not for like a couple weeks or a couple years even, right? Like a couple decades, more like it. As this feels like to me. Okay? The importance of it to you, at least, which it is, right? This is your next phase, right? So yeah, would make sense. I believe the reason I'm getting what I'm getting is due to the 7. I think our 7 here is potentially not being completely, I'm not sure it came through completely honestly. Are we, your higher calling is right here in judgment, okay? These people, that state you're looking for, right? That call is right here, yes. But the reason I'm asking all of these things is what's here. We're asking to, you see this crown, okay? This is your, in essence, your higher self is what our crown will represent, okay? We see it in the temperance card way in the distance, but now we have it here, okay? You have a new tool to either create with or destroy an illusion with, and I'm not sure which you need. But the thing I'm getting through right now is we have this impatience being applied to something that does not live, okay, within the same boundaries as this, right? Not even just, your, I don't want to say your patience, but like your time frame that you're working with, right? This is, doesn't care, okay? We're being asked to perhaps develop a new method of determining exactly what we qualify as, a breakthrough and higher self. Okay? What exactly is it that you feel we must apply here? Right? What do you create? What are you cleaning? What are you clearing, right? I'm not sure, but for me, this is super heavy. I get that you're waiting, right? But again, you're you, and well, we're everything else, basically, right? So you want to get there. What is your new groundbreaking approach? Yes. What thing are you doing? Because if it's the same old this, it get you anywhere? Has it? If not, well, what do we do about that? What can we do about that? What is available to you that you have not tried yet, right? Is this what area in life exactly? What suit, if you will, what feeling, right? What area? Are we feeling as though we're not getting this? Is where we need to start. Where do we feel unfulfilled? Which part? Yeah? And these would be questions for you, yeah? Thank you, Cloudy. So, another key factor of this thing too that I want you to take away here, that flag, okay? You're at a crossroads. That's what this is meant to represent. You're at a crossroads where your passion and innocence intersect, right? They come in the form of a square, containment, right? Security, but as well as that cross, that opposition. But now they all intersect. We're trying to find that center point where we integrate. Yeah, but you're at this crossroad where we need to determine, which is it? Are you willing to wait further to see where your results will lead, or, you come up with the new whatever? You know what I mean? So it's not really it's sorry, but it's more a challenge back to you, right? Which are you willing to do here? to me anyway. Is this FOMO? Cottage? Do you feel like, is this fear of missing out? Is this what this is? Do you feel like you're being left behind in some way? I get extreme FOMO from this, and that's why I'm staring at my screen so sideways, like what is this? And I think it's FOMO. If that is the case, right, I would argue even harder toward this just being, honestly, right, you've put the effort in, we see you, right, yeah, I understand the goal here, and you are correct, right, this is a crossroads we're at, right, but this isn't something we force, right, so you're being invited to, well, explore completely different topics, right? You have more important shit to deal with, basically, is another way to take this. But I'm sitting here trying to figure out, like, what is sitting with me, and I think it's FOMO. It feels like FOMO, you know? Well, hey, we're all behind. From the moment you're born, you're behind, you know, unless you know all this shit out the gate. You're born behind. It's all right, you know? Make up what you can, while you can, with what you can, right? Where you fucking can. But I feel that 100%. I'm kind of in a similar boat, right? Honestly, this is a perfect reflection of some stuff that we went through today. And some personal work I did, but I mean, kind of same thing, right? I feel as though the fruits of my labor are there, they are present, and I'm just waiting, right? I see, I hear that call. I've answered, right? We're out of the coffin. We wish to leave the former state of being, right? To be weighed, see where we're at, yeah. But I'm in the same boat. We just must fucking wait. But as well, determine more healthy methods of thought, you know, that serve us here, right now, while we wait. You know, something else to twiddle our thumbs with. You know what I mean? Hi, Bedwetting Prince. Wonderful username, by the way. Yeah, but I'm sorry you're feeling, you know, I get the FOMO, but I get an intense sense of, you know, like, why me kind of attitude, right? Not necessarily in like a pity way, but just more like this is bullshit kind of way. If that makes sense. That might just be me, though. I don't fucking know. Okay, so not just me? Alright, well. Hurry up and wait, Cottage. Try your best to occupy your mind with, you know, I'm not trying to say new things, but just anything else that gives you creative spark. So maybe you can come up with this new way to, you know, approach this subject that you're looking for. Right? Otherwise, chill out. Right? You got a whole bunch of things in the works, it would seem. What happens to those? Very interesting. Okie dokie. Whoa. Knocking shit over. No need to be angry. You are very welcome, Cottage. Hi. Good to see you, by the way. And I hope I say this right. A nasty. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna butcher your name. Anastasia, part 2. Got it. We just had to believe. Anastasia PT2. Hello, how are you? Hi, 'tis your turn. What may I do for you this evening? Hello, my question is, how will things go between me and H? So, my dear, unfortunately, I am unable to help you answer exactly what the future holds for you, okay? But in the interest of getting you some cards, okay, I'm going to draw you two. The energy surrounding your question, the energy is inviting you forward. So, while this doesn't say how it will go, it will give us an idea possibly of how you are going into this scenario, or possibly how you may need to approach it at all. Okay? But just to be very clear again, this is the energies surrounding you and your question, and the energies inviting you forward. Okay? Meaning what we, in essence, ideally, theoretically, should use. So, the first card is always kind of just a wash card for us in these cases. Okay, whoops. So, this is how we're feeling right now. Pretty, I argue, pretty easy to determine what this is, right? Just by the art alone, right? Our black self, our cloaked in black self, right? Staring at 3 spilled cups. 3 is the number of growth in tarot. Okay, so effectively we tried to do something here and, well, didn't work, right? Current feelings, yes. All we are focused on, though, if you notice in this art, is what we have spilled, not what still remains behind us, yes? So this is not only disappointment by choice, but and maybe not even necessarily choice, but the state we're in now, we can choose to remain here, or, you know, turn away from these emotions and move on with what we do have. But here we are in a state of mourning. This is the present, not what's happening later, right? We know this. Moving on. The energy inviting you forward from this, okay? Remember, this is specifically in regard to you, okay? Inviting you forward, no one else, not how they may interact. This is asking you, please, your passions, okay? This fiery persona that you have within, this king energy. You can toss your gender out the window, okay? But this king, our passions here, our fire, your attitude, your overall personality, right? The way that you play into the scenario is perhaps coming off dominating, okay? When we think of the king, this is the person who rules the whole land effectively. Queen or king, whatever gender you may be, right? Does not matter. But this person, okay, when upright, they are a very passionate leader, right? They get things done. Yes, we're being asked to remain in a state, a position of power, but to relinquish, okay, the full extent, the reach, the control of that power, that fire, that passion for this matter, okay? This king, when this happens, right, this energy, if we approach it this way, in the context, we get a more tempered, mild-mannered king, right, or queen, or whatever. right? Our ruler, who is responsible for communications, particularly to the whole kingdom, right? This guy is, or girl or whatever, this person is who signs off on, the communications that go out to every citizen, right? That's every part of you I'm speaking about. So therefore, what you feel inwardly will come outward in the form of sound and vibration, yes? Your actions. Okay? Temper this passion within, but this communicator, okay? When he's just in general reversed, our king upright again in normal context is a good king. When he is reversed, their plans go awry, okay? Everything they say, while intended to come out potentially helpful, loving, sweet, all these things, they just, instead, what does fire do? It's not the great creator, right? So, this identity of self, this need to be in such a position of ultimate power in the relationship, we must relinquish and work together. Two cups form the third. It is not one of your cups and another one of your cups, necessarily, at least not in this scenario. It is your cup and another's cup, meaning you must work together in a tempered, passionate way. Okay? This is the energy inviting you forward. All right? So the next time you want to scream at him or her or whatever, take a breath, please. Yes, set the passion aside. Communicate a coherent, calm, loving thought as best you can. Okay? As best you can. Alrighty? Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have any questions, Anastasia. If not, we will move on. Flower 2743. You will be next. Hello. How are you? After that, we have Bedwetting Prince. Okay. Yeah, Bedwetting Prince after that. Cool. Cool. Thank you, Anastasia. Part 2. Flower 2743. Hi. Are you still with me? Hello, Anim. There are directions at the top of your screen to join the queue. We're reposting the same question. Unfortunately, it does not get you in my queue to get your name on the screen there. Flower 2743. Are you still with us? Hello. Flower 2743. This is your last call. I'll give you a few more seconds. Some people are typing, right? They writing up what they want to put out. So I like to wait a second just in case. It is 7:06. If I see the minutes change. Flower. Hello, Dobato. How are you? All right. No more waiting. Next person. Flower 2743. If you come back, let me know. Bedwetting Prince. Hi. 'Tis your turn. Sorry to hear that, Debato. Maybe I can help unstress you. We will find out, huh? Bedwetting Prince. Will I make a lasting friend who will validate my experience and troubles with life? So, you bring me a question, an unknowable, right? You're asking, will you bring, yes, the future, okay? So, I am not a future reader, okay? Meaning I cannot tell you some definitive answer in regard to this question. But I am willing to ask your question and just see what they have to say to us, okay? This is in no way some guaranteed yes or no or anything like that, all right? Final shuffle. Final cut. So, we get an interesting reply. I'm going to start here before we go any further. Okay? We're kicking the story off, okay? Again, you bring me a question that I'm going to assume you know, but just obviously the question you ask has no direct answer. You know this, you must, surely, right? Right, so I pause here because you bring me a card of effectively the representative who, for our deck anyway, is the knower of the self, the ultimate knowing of the self, really. Okay? I bring this to you specifically just to point out that, again, your question, I know, I believe comes from a curious place, but I believe you see the somewhat ridiculousness in it. You are self-aware of this, yes? If not, I would like to point it out to you, okay? But that is where we start. It is also important to just point out, you know full well, okay? You know full well you don't get this type of answer, period, from really any, I argue, kind of tarot read, right? This certain definitive answer, okay? So for me, this begins to become more of, are the actions we are taking in the now encouraging to getting us this friend, this companion in life that we seek, okay? So, from here, we're presented with the Knight of Swords, okay? This truly, and I mean this in no offensive way, it may be what you intended, it may not be, I don't know. This honestly, this spread reads as though you are testing out whether or not this will be able to answer it all, okay? This comes in a reply to you in the way that it would to someone as if they are not being exactly genuine with their question. Just saying, okay? I don't know if you are or not, but just pointing that out, okay? This would be quite literally know the self, ride less, to war here with the mind, okay? Slowly with this guy, okay? Our Knight of Swords here is literally the war horse. The horse of the mind, of thought, okay? So literally this guy who charges forward right after we are immediately asked to slow down, okay? So this kind of, playful mentality around the subject matter, we may want to take a step back from, is effectively what this is saying in a sentence. But in terms of just your question, okay, unfortunately, the reply would quite simply be here, okay, we must go knowingly of ourself out to what, some new beginning, some new adventure, okay, some other place, all right? We've possibly been there, not been there, I don't know, but some new kind of thought, new creative way to explore where these people may be, okay? We must intellectually analyze where we may find these our people at exactly, okay? But in terms of all I can speak of here is this passion you feel for this. It is asking you to temper this, right? This is the lightning bolt card when it is upright, okay? When it is reversed, right? The energy projects inwardly and then out from a place of being grounded, not outwardly coming in, okay? So, I'm not sure exactly which this is for you, but either way, we're needing to get reacquainted. Make sure, right? This guy, again, the ultimate knowing of the self, right? Make sure we've got our self on stable footing while we're on this search, okay? I'm not entirely sure what way that may be or need to be or whatever, right? But questions at all, my friend? Sorry, I know that one's kind of confusing for us, but our knowing when these people will enter our lives is difficult to pinpoint, right? That may be, I'm not entirely sure. I am still learning, so please forgive me. I would be willing to try it if the queue were a little slower, but it is not tonight. But Bedwetting Prince, if you want to, shoot me an email. We may be able to do some astrology work through transitions, which I'm still learning, but if you're willing, help me learn that. I may be able to help you kind of identify where, not when you would meet this person, but when the energies at least would be potentially right when that person may show up. You know what I mean? You can join our Discord, okay, to message me privately. Alternatively, on our website up there, my website, it's all ours, our website. My email is on there as well, okay? If you're interested in that at all, hit me up, okay? Let me know. Let me know. Oh, I forgot. One of my friends. She comes here. Daughter of Nui comes through here. She made our. You can thank Daughter of Nui for how our kitty looks today. That was her choosing. I don't know. Maybe we'll let someone from the stream every day pick what our kitty looks like. Today we are, I don't know, gold and we got a bow. I'll take it. But next, 1, 2, 3, SJD DJ. There you go. Yes, sorry. Anim, you're having problems with education. We want to know if it will be solved in a few next days. So, unfortunately, my friend, I return your question to you. Are the actions you are taking now, does the information you have now, okay, do these things align with them being solved? I say again, are the actions we are taking now, okay, and does the information you have now, are both of these things in alignment with it being resolved? If the answer is no, what are we doing about it? Okay. If the answer is yes, okay, we're now diving into the future, a place where we do not exist yet, right? It exists in our minds, in theory, we have hopes, etc., right? All good things, but it's not here yet, okay? So I bring you two alternatives. Instead of just an outright, will this be resolved in 3 days, okay? Same as we've been doing here for future related questions, as it is unknowable truly until it is here. But the energy surrounding you now, okay? 10 of Pentacles, all right? This card asks us, all right, if you're familiar with the Tree of Life, Yggdrasil, okay? The interconnectedness of all things. This is what we're trying to understand, yes? How all things, you are trying to peel back the curtain to the universe with this question, okay? Literally. But this is to demonstrate to us that we are part of a system. You are not only a part of it, you are the system. You take place in it. You are a contributor, right? A member, an element, right? You are all these different amazing facets that you can't even see from your little perspective, right? But parts of the whole, right? Parts of the whole. Through what we do here, the magic of the world is revealed through things like this, the tarot, right? This is what we're asking about. The energy inviting you forward, okay, is extremely positive, I want to point out. But this isn't just to send you away and say relax with, no further context. Here you are, okay, our 9 of Pentacles. This person is in their garden. Does it look like they're having a bad time in this garden? Okay. You can see they've got like a bird on their hand there. It's a falcon. Okay, this person, multi-talented, extremely talented in a whole bunch of ways. Okay, but just to demonstrate some of their mastery, some falconry, right? They can ask this falcon to fly off, okay, and be a representative of them to reach a higher understanding, right? But also, they demonstrate their strength as this falcon returns to them, yes? But this is them in that garden, near completion. We're at the 9 in tarot, right? Not right before 10, that beautiful number, right? We're there, which I want to point out to you. Your card is here. The thing that you're asking for, right? That final step of where everything makes sense and it comes together. It could have answered with any other 10, any other million fucking ways to say we see your question, but it chose this one to let you know, look at your steps, okay? You're taking them out of order, right? 9 comes before 10, right? This is what you should be doing now while you wait until this happens. The next, your health, okay? This person is not, anxious, right? Do you see any of these, you know, alternative states of being other than content here, right? This is peaceful. We're damn near bliss here, right? Your steps to take, as far as I am concerned and see here on the table, are very simple. And it's just wait for this to turn to that. Okay? You say it's the next few days, right? You ain't got a long wait, man. Read a few books, right? Play a game. But please, don't stress yourself out so much that you leave all this behind to go wandering the streets of fucking sadness, you know, the news and all this awful shit you can fill your head with. Man, fuck that. You've done what you need to do. Just wait. Allow the thing that is already there and you say looks good, right? Let it come to you and be what it is. Don't torture yourself, all right? Go watch a movie. I don't know. I don't know what you like to go, you know. Practice your handstands, man. Do fucking anything else to entertain yourself. I don't know. Draw me a picture of a kitty cat in MS Paint, right? And send it to me, okay? I'll entertain you any way I can. What do you want to do? Right? So, big deep breath. Okay. I have already done what I needed to do, and now all that must be done is wait. Okay? Easy on yourself, please. Just hang out. You're welcome. I'm so excited for you. I'm sad to see that you're feeling the stresses of this, but please, deep breath, all right? Okie dokie. So eventually, one of these moments, I will try one of these. Whoopsies, Elite Lionel. I'm sorry, it's you, but I deleted you from the queue on accident like a jerk. But it is you. I think we've been through this conversation probably a dozen times by this point, but I never know if it's Lionel. I think, yeah, we've definitely talked about this. You are very welcome. 1, 2, 3, by the way, in case I didn't say that. Thank you for letting me read you. Okie dokie. Ooh, I gotta use the restroom a little. Hello, how are you? Hi. What can I do for you? How may I serve you this day? We're just waiting for Elite Lionel to talk. I assume you're typing. This is perfect, actually. If you're typing, please type your question. I need to use the restroom. Just real quick. I'll be right back. Oh, damn it. I want to know how am I gonna, not to complain. Sorry. I don't mean damn it like fuck, you replied. I just figures the moment I say something, here you are. I want to know how am I gonna do with my job this week. I've been a bit sick these last weeks. Okay. Sorry to hear that. Unfortunately, these are future questions. I am not necessarily a future teller, okay? What I can do, okay? the energy surrounding you now, this question, okay? The energy inviting you forward from it. All right. The only way we can know the answer to the future is by progressing toward it, participating in it. Yes, art on cards does not give us a definitive future, okay? So, in terms of, well, what an interesting reply you get. In terms of the energy surrounding you and your question now, okay? We get our King of Pentacles and my favorite one of anyway, the Chariot. So, the energy surrounding you now, this is our most grounded card, like individual in the deck, in my opinion. Okay? This dude is so grounded, this king, so grounded that vines, plants, leaves, literally fruit, just vegetation grows around them. The literal earth grows around through them, right? They're just deeply rooted, okay, in their kingdom. So these are your matters of communication, okay? The societal needs, right? That fatherly instinct, if you will, okay? This is what we're trying to check on, right? Where do I still exist in this system, right? Am I still part of the world, basically? Yeah, the energy inviting you forward, okay? You have, well, I argue, an extremely positive card, but I don't know how you will take this necessarily, but the Chariot, okay? This card, people tend to miss. It's not the two sphinxes. It's not the guy riding in the chariot. The chariot is, the thing you sit in. This vehicle, okay, is the thing we're speaking of. Not you, not these forces, right? So you are the charioteer here in this card, but we are speaking about the chariot, okay? The energies inviting you forward are that are that of balance, but obviously the of light and dark, okay? These exist everywhere. This is a super generic state, right? These don't speak on any specific matter necessarily, but it invites you, okay? Find out when we get here. Think about the chariot in its literal sense. It is a card of travel. As I explained to you, the only way we find out how we balance the forces of light and dark is by travel through the chariot, right? And there you are. So you want to know, okay, what's coming up for you? Well, it replies to you, but in a generic way. As with all other days, you will be balancing yin and yang, okay? Doing work as a charioteer would. All right? A direct answer? No, but in a way, it does come to you upright. So your chariot is not out of control, right? So if anything, again, I don't want to tell you this is, you're going to have the best fucking day you've ever had and everything is perfectly in place, right? I don't know. But I can say, at bare minimum, you'll be involved, okay? You'll be in control. I argue that's good news. What do you say? Like with this kind of card coming this way, you can say your opinions will be heard, and not only heard, but they will be executed on, right? That kind of direction, You don't just make suggestions necessarily, like you make suggestions that, like, damn, that's valuable right there. Fuck yeah, that's a great idea. So good that even a force of, of complete opposition to you chooses to change its attitude, right? That type of energy. But that's, again, you're doing, but we must ride there first. We gotta get there, man, right? So I don't know. Cannot say yet. Don't go out of your way, though, to overthink this and turn this upside down, where it's now the chariot is, directing you. The horses, the sphinxes, the whatever they are on your deck, right? Now they lead you, Yeah. Yeah, okay. Don't forget this card, all right? It's the first time since you were born from the Fool, okay, and coming from the Fool, the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, everything before this is the first time, okay, that you're really asked to not just be aware of light and dark, but now you are being asked to direct them, okay? So the hero's arc, the major arcana of the deck, okay, the Fool all the way to the World, 0 to 21, right? These cards that have these, these crazy figures like this, yeah. The first 7, and when I say the first 7, omit the Fool. Cards numbered 1, 2, 3. How about I just do this? We may as well just discuss this while we're here. So, forgive me, a bit of a teaching lesson for you in case you were unaware. I may not have all the room I need for these. I do. Look at that. This will work. So, what the hell am I talking about? Well, please allow me to explain. This guy here, okay? This is us, the Fool, okay? How we start. This is the soul, unbound, okay? Unclaimed. They have no allegiance. They have no necessarily purpose exactly, okay? Brand new, empty blank canvas, all right? Ready to be painted with whatever this Fool decides on, right? But at some point, okay, we step into actual roles. We've finally made a choice to do something, okay? Our Fool can go from being the Chariot on Monday to the Emperor on Tuesday to the Hierophant on Wednesday, right? And then on Wednesday, like an hour from now, he'll be over to the High Priestess, right? By Friday, back to the Magician. You understand? Our Fool, you'll notice he's gone over here, right? This guy goes over here to do whatever and pops out as it pleases, where it needs to, depending on what we're doing. This is who we become, okay? So I no longer care necessarily about the Fool. They are dynamic, right? Mutable, adjustable, yes? I only care now about this first grouping of 7. Why? This first group of 7 in the major arcana has all to do with the self. Okay? If now I've taken out the Fool, that leaves us 21 cards. If you divide that into 3 little groups, you get 3 groups of 7. Each of these different groups talks about a different section of the self. The first one conveniently talks about the self, you. Okay? These are all the phases you go through in understanding the self. The very first time you are presented with the need and the invitation or understanding, however you want to explain this, okay? Nowhere else over here yet have you been asked necessarily for a need to balance, right? These are all understanding ourself, okay? We exit the Fool state by a proclamation of power. Yes. Through the Magician. Great. Now we get in touch with our intuition, one of our tools. Great. Now our nurturing mother, another part of the self. The nurturing father. Okay, now we have polarity. We are aware, yes, of this light and dark, not as white and black necessarily, but as male, female, but there's still more to discover, right? So we develop systems and structures, these orders, right? Now we're aware of even still a higher self, right? Things like religion start to enter our mind, yes? Further discovery. Now we understand, well, what is this other doing? Yes, we met this part of ourselves. We know that there's this other side, this female and male, this polarity. What are they doing? I want to know, right? This curiosity. Well, it leads to confusion. Yes, we may not necessarily. Well, I always like to explain this card. Explain love to me, okay? All of the beautiful inner workings of love, everything that happens to you, all the chemical processes, every single thing that is affected the moment you fall in love. Explain that to me in 10 seconds or less. And don't just tell me it's a chemical process. It's this simple bullshit argument. Talk to me on a cosmic fucking level. What is affected around just you when you fall in love? Explain that to me. Good luck. This card represents that. Confusion, okay? We see our male figure looking at our female figure looking at our angel, this thing, whatever this is to you. It's not meant to be anything, right? It's kind of like a gargoyle, okay? This watchful figure we see, okay? They look down on us. It's this thing that we get a glimpse of an idea of it, love, perhaps, but we don't know love yet. Right? This is where the curiosity comes in, that kind of bashful approach, right? We're still learning. Finally, through this confusion, okay, we have need of something, right? We have need of balance. The charioteer, your chariot, they're born right there. Right? This is where you are at. You've gone through all these other steps. Right? So this is important because you're asking, literally, you're asking for something effectively you control, literally. You drive the outcome of this, right? So, can't say good, bad, and different. All I can say is you will be in control of it, no matter what it is, okay? It comes to us upright, so you have that benefit, but, does it end in a parade? I don't know. Tell me when you go back to work. I hope it's a yes. I am so sorry, Raven Dirge. There is no working list command for my queue. I wish there was. At present, Raven Dirge, you are next. Surprise, surprise. Right in your eye. Elite Lionel, if you have any questions, let me know. Raven Dirge, please give me. I gotta pee so bad. I'm gonna step away for just a moment. Forgive me. BRB. But feel free, type your question in the chat and I'll read it when I come back. Be right back. much. Apologies, I should have got water while I was gone. That's okay. Deal with it later. Thank you for waiting. Raven Dirge, did you... No. Raven Dirge, are you still with us? If so, 'tis your turn. I super duper like this song. Very much. Oh. Raven Dirge. Oh God, I hope I didn't make you mad by pulling your name next and having to go pee. In case Raven Dirge is not here, Elizabeth K. 117, you will be next. I'm gonna give Raven Dirge a second, just in case. I did step away. Maybe they did too, right? We'll wait, if you don't mind. We'll give it a minute. Okay, Elizabeth? But you're super welcome, Elite Lionel. In case I didn't say, you're welcome. Thank you. Hello, Mystical Moodle Tea. How are you? Ultimate Karina, hi, how are you? Sorry, I missed you earlier. I think we lost Raven Dirge. So, we'll go to our next person. Elizabeth K, are you with us still? Elizabeth K 117. Are you with us? Is it Mystical Moodle T? Like a Model T, like a Ford Model T, you know? If so, very cute. Did we lose Elizabeth K? Okay. Is it Mystical Moodlet? Moodlet Sims 4 reference. I played like super way long ago Sims, you know, but any of the newer stuff, I don't know what's going on in that whole world, like at all, man. What is Moodlet Sims 4? I'll look it up later, man. I'm sure that's a whole nother, yeah. I'll look it up, yeah. Okay, well, no Elizabeth K, no Raven Dirge, just us, it would appear. So, well, Raven Dirge, Elizabeth K, if you hear me, maybe, and decide to come back, let me know. Your names are still kind of in the queue. But Mystical Moodlet, hi, how are you? How may I help you today? General read, you betcha. You betcha. Do you have a preferred system at all? I have multiples available to us. I can get you an Oracle card. I can pull you an Elder Futhark rune and a Lenormand to get you just some general info. Some astrology dice. I can do you a 3-card tarot pull. But I'm not being specifically drawn to anybody, so that's why I asked. Do you have any any Lenormand? Lenormand? Sure. Sure. So for Lenormand, this is just to get us some info to work with, okay? So I'm not sure what you may have seen of Lenormand, but I use this as like, you know, kind of an overarching theme for the reading, okay? Our consultation here. We get cross and fox, which is so funny to me. You say, as I'm drawing, right? I moved on from Chris. As a statement, I would have inquired about him, but he's ignoring me. I'm glad you use Lenormand because I don't. Oh, okay, well, hi, I do. Boo. So check this out. You bring me the fox, okay? I got this reversed, all right? The fox represents, well, you may have a guess here, but trickery, yes? Tact. Deceit in some cases, right? But just, you know, sly as a fox. You have heard it, right? Before, I'm sure many times. So that's our right card. The way I do Lenormand is we read the right card into the left card, okay? So we're talking about this guy here. This little fox is blocked, okay? Leading us to the cross, again, reversed. Can you take a guess at what the cross might represent? It's unfair to ask you that, but I'll give you a hint. All right, it's not something a given. It's more so something you have to carry, right? It's your burden. Think your cross to bear. This is your burden. What do we do to burdens? Yeah? The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. Yeah, that whole thing, okay? So, our fox, right? This person who would think, okay, potentially, that they are sly, that they are coy, this scenario that is slick and, you know, evasive. Instead of it being a burden, it is a release of this burden, yeah? Burden blocked, yeah? It's no longer a burden. So, just funny to me, you as I'm pulling, you say, I've moved on from Chris. I feel like, well, to me, kind of seems like Chris is our fox here, and there's your burden gone. So, yeah, I agree with you. I agree. 100%. Okay? Since that isn't really much of a read for you, other than just kind of, well, really agreeing with what you just said, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to pull you a Starcoats Astro Oracle card, okay? Thank you very much for that. I needed that. That's super funny. To be talking about this person, and then as I'm drawing, well, you know, you're heard, and instead of, I don't have a card for Chris necessarily. I didn't feel that man was insulting enough for your friend Chris, it would seem. So, we get Fox instead. Something tells me you may find the Fox card a tad tame as a descriptor card for your dear friend. Yeah. Something tells me, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. What the fuck do I know? I don't know anything. Nothing. Nothing, but I do know your card says first arrival. Excuse me, first house arrival. See, I told you, I don't know nothing. Can't even read. First house arrival. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, the world's in there. So, 39. 12. 12, you bring me. The number of the oracle card, okay, is 39. 3 plus 9 is 12. Yes, we understand this, right? What am I doing here? What am I doing here? Well, these are just to represent your oracle card, okay? So, I know I pulled out 3 cards. Why? We put a plus sign between that 3 and the 9, right? We split them. We made them their own thing, yeah? 3, the Empress. 9, the Hermit, okay? They add up to 12, so the 12 card is the topic here, okay? What we're going to be really working through, okay? No, none of these are Chris. These are just states of being, okay? These are personality traits, and I don't do the read of someone else, okay? I can't tell you stuff about Chris. Chris is not here, okay? This is just a in general kind of talk. The reading, the energy that I get to work with is you here with me, okay? These are just things to keep in mind, okay? While we're discussing here. So the primary theme is the Hanged Man, meaning stagnation, but also potentially martyrdom, right? So, we will see. 39. Good evening. Hi. Welcome back, Elizabeth K. I called out for you, but you weren't here, so I moved on. I'm sorry. Houses. 39. First arrival, okay? Action. Take responsibility for how you are perceived. As you walk in the door, assess what you lead with, what your mannerisms, appearance, and signals say. Notice if they lead with charm or prickly defenses, with your mind or your heart, or whether you are versatile, changing your approach to fit the circumstance. Investigate how this first impression affects your identity and interactions. People read what you put out. Whether you are acting as a business, as a person, or as a couple. And it's up to you to ensure that how you present yourself matches your intention. Challenge. You are challenged to see beyond the shallowness of appearances, see behind smoke screens, and take responsibility for how you are perceived. Your gift. Evaluate how you interact with the world as the beginning of a journey of self-discovery. So, you have this general, okay? And I don't mean to turn you away and, give you nothing, but in the 12, there are 2 other pieces, okay, that we must take into consideration when we're doing this. Okay? The thing you are doing when you become this state of being, this 12, you are nurturing this state here, yeah? You're combining these 2 things. This isolation, this search for knowledge, this nurturing, okay, but reflected completely inward, right? This has not made it to a state where it can be used for others yet, but you are trying to develop it. Okay? So there are 2 pieces to this puzzle. Introspection in a nurturing, loving way. Okay? So I'm not sure that's, exactly a direct answer you're looking for, but something to consider here, right? This is where we're at. Okay? Make sure in particular that this portion, right? This here, the nurturer, would not allow here this individual to be a martyr, to harm themselves. They are a nurturer, a healer, right? This very part of that is at conflict with this state. They wish you to move forward, yes, and grow. So they support this action. They help grow this. That inner, wizard, that hermit that sits at the top of the tower with a million scrolls, up all hours of the night, trying desperately to understand. That is what we nurture, so that we may proceed. You are not meant to remain here or here, and especially not here. Not an invitation, right? You're supposed to get here and get the hell out of here as soon as possible with this card. Right? Identify it, great. You know it. You've integrated this. We understood. Move on as quickly as possible. The sooner you do, you get to death. 13. That is the step where we finally understand what we must release. Okay? It's in the release you get that thing you're looking for. But here, you're at the precipice of beginning to peek over the waterfall of what could be down there. Right? You're right fucking there. Something to think about. Something to think about. You are very welcome. You are very, very welcome. Yeah, well, do I read tarot for a job? I do not. I wish I did. I mean, I consider this, while it does not pay an hourly wage, this is me working. Hi. I hope for the benefit of humanity, but to me, it's a job. I wish there was somewhere to submit my application to, come read for your store here, right? But I don't know where that is. So, hi. Here. These four walls are my shop, I guess, I read interesting. Well, thank you. Well, I will take it I take that as high compliment, actually, honestly. So thank you very much. I don't know how I'm supposed to say this name. A whole bunch of hyphens. Z5Z. So you're just going to become Z5Z for me. How long have I been reading? I've been reading for others like here, like this, since last year, August 10th. So 6 months-ish. Yeah, like doing this, yeah, like 5 months realistically. I started to like super deep dive this about 6 months ago. I seem like, you honor me. Thank you. I am just, extremely interested in this and very passionate. It is my understanding that it is part of it is my job. My purpose in life is being here to help you. It's what I understand. My master number is 33. My primary archetype, that of the lovers. My astrological chart will show you highlights of Chiron, the wounded healer who heals others. Okay? As far as I understand it, it's just my job. right here. So, here I am. You found me. Hi. Z5Z. My question is, does NK have feelings for me? Z5Z, I am so sorry, but I do not do the thoughts, feelings, okay, or doings of another. The only person that can answer your question is that other person, okay? What you are asking me to do is effectively spying, so I cannot help you there. I apologize. Do you have any other questions you would like to ask? Elizabeth K. Been dealing with some drama and live life. Live. Your sentence is breaking my brain. And live life situations. Got it. So frustrating. Sorry to hear, Elizabeth K. No fun. Z5Z, did you have anything else you might want to dive into, perhaps? Z5Z, we may have lost them. We'll give them a sec. General read. Yes, I can do that for you. Whoa. General reading. Ooh. Okie doke. Okay. So, let us discuss. 9. Night. High Priestess, yeah? Yeah. Okie dokie. Here we are. In general, okay? So, again, the general reading, right? So I'm not sure what this will speak on, okay? But this is just a little hello to you, okay? I don't know if this is about us in the current state we're feeling. You can confirm this relatively quickly, but this would suggest either A, I feel like this is in an overly sarcastic way. I get this card, okay? But this comes to us to tell us that effectively the energy of emotional contentment, okay? We're feeling not fully content, but mostly, right? We're pretty satisfied with what we see in life around us, okay? For the most part. This is, I like to argue, effectively a waterfall, okay? Now, even more efficiently still, a dam, okay? What is a dam, right? A dam will redirect how a river flows, okay? It can turn that flow into power, right? You can divert water, all sorts of stuff, yes? But it's controlled water, right? In some form or another. So here you are, in front of your emotional dam, not to say nothing comes out, but it is metered, it is controlled, tempered, understood. You wear the colors of like a sports referee here, white and black, right? And you're not sitting, in some mean, unhappy way. You're literally just kind of sitting back, right? Just what of it kind of energy, right? You, in this card, it's maybe difficult to tell, but they've even got just the teeniest, tiniest little smirk, right? Which a lot of people take to mean that this person is kind of, full of themselves, but they are, but in a good way. It's only like smugness when this card is reversed, not upright. Okay, but this little crack here, okay, this is what is waiting to be patched or added or whatever for the 10. This little space, right? We're just missing that extra little bit, right? This is a good thing. So, to me, this is how we come, but I'm not sure. I can't tell if this is meant to be sarcastic or not, right? I'm not certain. You very well may feel, right, like in this moment, pretty damn good. But here, we're searching for this purpose, right? This is why you've come to me, right? Our pentacles, our physical world, yes. Career, health, wealth, your routines, how much money, yes, these things. Your physical possessions. You bring us the horse of work, the plow horse. Okay? You can see the dirt that they have plowed, literally, okay, right behind them. So, we're looking for directions here, right? You're staring into this compass, trying to understand where work is, right? What's next? Where is purpose, right? Where is it at? Leading us to blocked intuition, effectively, the High Priestess. So our gatekeeper toward the true inner knowings, okay, the portal of knowing fully the self is blocked, okay? I'm not sure if this is denial to you just in the now, or if this is self-imposed. We do not trust necessarily, where our passions and desires lead us, but this is a misunderstanding with this person here, that which would, this is the bouncer to you, okay? The person that would effectively let out that ancient knowledge, that inner wisdom, your intuition, and make it known to you. They are blocked right now, okay? So, this is a comment on, the future itself, right? Being an unknown thing that I can't really speak on to. It is unknown to me, to even you, etc., right? But also, this is to ask you to get, if you want to know more about the direction of life, we must use this individual here. We must develop this relationship. Okay? We need to understand how to talk to this person in full, so we might find that direction we want to go. Okay? Got it. You are very welcome, my dear. Whew. Okay. I got all lightheaded all of a sudden. I hope you won't mind. I know I just stepped away for a minute, but damn, I gotta stand up for a second. Give me just one moment and we'll be back. Who do we have? We have three more people. Elizabeth K 117, you will be next. And then Raven Dirge. And then Mystical Mermaid. T3K? T3K. Cool. Give me just a minute, please. I'll be right back. Thank you. Okay, apologies for brief pause. We are back. So, Elizabeth K 117. Hi. Bam. Elizabeth K. Hello, hello. Thank you for waiting. How may I help you? Sorry I missed you the first time. Uh-oh. Don't tell me I left and came back too quick. Did you already... Did I lose you again? Elizabeth K. You might be typing stuff out. I don't know. Oh, wait a sec. Hi there, though. Hello, everybody. How are you? Hi, hi. Elizabeth K. Hi. 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 Hello. It's your turn, my dear. What can I do for you? You wrote in chat, I'm sorry. Opal's general readings are excellent. Thank you, sweetheart. I'm sorry. A current energy read for those living in my home and possible soul contracts. So you have a yes, you have a two-parter. Okay, this is two different questions, Elizabeth K. Okay, one of them is not really an area I have any expertise in whatsoever, frankly. Soul contracts. Okay, I can try to work with you on that, but that is a separate question for me. That would be question number 2. Okay. Regarding the energies in your home, however, I can certainly ask this. Yeah? Would that be okay for you? We're gonna ask this probably a couple different ways. Okay? But soul contracts, I'm not entirely sure that is something I can work with you on. Yes, yeah, I got that. That's what I've been talking about. I'm hopeful you caught what I said. One general, okay. In the interest of getting you most information I can, I think a Stark Coats Astral Oracle is going to be best. So, well, we get our crab, Cancer, immerse, number 4, okay? Bringing us to the Emperor. This is the card of Know Thyself, effectively, okay? Cancer, immerse. So, action. Cancer. Be the emotional leader and connect with the parent archetype. If you're in need in parenting yourself, reach out to the Divine Mother and Father, to the earth beneath, the sky above, and feel held. Once you feel fed by Spirit, it becomes easier to accept the ordinary human limitations of the people around you. If you're called to parent others in this situation, whether in love or work, do so with a balanced approach of honest feedback and support and self-care. Nurture without enabling. Model what you want others to do. Your challenge here: crabs are hard on the outside, but soft and squishy on the inside. Remember that the very defenses you think will keep you safe may actually keep important people out. So soften your shell. You have a backbone and are not protected solely by an exoskeleton. The gift here: be aware of the psychic pool in which you float. If you feel tossed by the waves or battered by the anxiety of those around you, dive down deeper and find the calm below. Float in the ocean of collective consciousness and feel cradled, nurtured by the Divine Mother, fed and cuddled. Okay? This, in particular, with our crab, right? These are our emotions, our intuition. So, a little bit of inner knowing here, but I argue in this, okay? I assume you trust yourself. So, by that logic, if you can trust yourself, if you know yourself, you trust yourself, your intuition speaks to you about what is going on around you, okay? This is the thing that we must integrate with, to learn from, okay? To understand, to know the self, and understand we have chosen these people around us, right? You trust them to have whatever this energy, whatever information about this energy it is, specifically, I should say, that you're seeking, okay? It's an excellent tool to be tested by using your intuition with, okay? But otherwise, in no mean way, think about what the Emperor says, okay? I don't mean it rudely at all, but know thyself, meaning stick to your own business, yes? Understand yourself to understand your kingdom, okay? The energy of these people exactly belong to them. The energy of the room, though, is this, the house you speak of. This is not necessarily a bad thing. This comes to us, by way of an oracle card, which came up right. So to me, this indicates we're still in a positive, state of this. Emotions aren't blocked or damaged or anything like that. But this guy here, this archetype, just obviously, Spider-Man, I'm sure. With great power, right? Just all things, just kind of food for thought for you, but their specific energy, I cannot comment on. And your comment back to you is, hey, you want to know theirs, know yours, pretty much. Okay? Whoa. So, I know not exactly what you're looking for, but your soul contract question, I don't even know where I would start with that, honestly. If you have a deck, I don't know what kind of questions you would ask, right? I would just start thinking about your question, right? Like if I were you and had cards, I would just start focusing on this thing you're asking about. Begin to draw and see what they say. Bring them here if you don't know what they mean or whatever. But I don't even know where you would start with that. Sorry. Alrighty, that was Elizabeth. Raven Dirge. You came back. Hi. right next. Hi. I'm glad you're back. What can I do for you, my dear? Nobody said anything. My poor little kitty's been waiting for us this whole time. Oh, I can put this back on. So, I'm terrible about this. I'm so sorry. After Raven, Mystic Mermaid, T3K, and then Cloudy. Upcoming project you're working on. I want to see the energy around it. Sure, I can work with this. So, just as long as we're very clear, the energy surrounding you now, okay? The energy surrounding this question, the energy inviting you forward from it, okay? So your project, I cannot directly speak to, but this will tell us, at least, where you're at with it. And what invites us forward from this question toward that thing, yes? Future is an unknowable, right? Okay. So, the energy surrounding this question now, dude. And the energy inviting you forward said nothing change. Well, unfortunately, in this case, since, again, an unknowable, okay, these are not exactly helpful answers to you. And here we have our energy surrounding the question, okay? This is our poor self, okay, who has been through hell on this path, right, of the wand. There's a lot of passion in here. Well, there's a lot of chaos, yeah? They're taking their ass kicking, yes? So they've gathered up their wands, and now they've got, a fence. So you can view this a few different ways here, okay? I argue when it's in the upright, this is a person standing behind a bunch of trophies, achievements effectively, okay? Different enemies, if you will, scenarios where they have conquered and they have kept the wand that they used to do it with, right? That kind of vibe. Okay? When we reverse it, we no longer have a fence, right? Our figure is no longer standing upright, yes? It's the energy around us now, right? Our passions, we're feeling rather vulnerable at a state where we're near the end of, feeling complete with our passionate thing here, okay? Your project, for example, yeah? Near the end, but not quite there. So it's feeling a little vulnerable. I can't even say a little in this stage, a whole lot, yeah? The energy inviting you forward from it. Should nothing change, okay? I understand this is a future that you wish desperately to know the answer to, but it is a future, right? We are not privy to the future. We don't get this luxury, unfortunately. We may make grand, elaborate guesses at it, but ultimately, we don't know till we get there, yes? So, should nothing change, right, we end up, this guy here, our air and water, our King of Cups is blocked. The literal ultimate emotional communicator becomes blocked. This is the storm cloud. This is sadness, effectively, yes? This is attempting to communicate love and, well, comes out all wrong. So, just to point out, this is how we're feeling. We're looking at this scenario, that it's in this state. But I want you to notice your optimism. You've given it the number 9 in your energy field. So you feel it's almost there. You have like this, undying, I don't want to say dream, but high hopes, right? Big belief in this. You just are, you've introduced self-doubt to it. That is all. Okay? The only thing that causes these to be flipped is you. Your perception of what you're going through right now. This pause before we know more. Okay? This card in particular, this kind of feeling of safety, the defensiveness, right? You can choose to flip that whenever you want. No? I realize that, you don't under certain circumstances have control over what, is happening with this other thing. That doesn't help you, but I'm talking ultimately, you can decide to feel battered and beaten, but safe and battered and beaten, right? And in this, to a degree, to avoid this. Because this is not what's here right now. This is what invites us forward should nothing change. This is not a guy we want to meet in this state. Not how you sit on a throne, right? Your goal for the day right there, okay? But as far as the actual outcome, okay, I would, to me, I don't know, I don't want to make comment that this is what anything else other than you feels about this, but the fact that you feel so deeply about this thing, your energy is giving it the number of 9, right? Which is pretty fucking high on a scale of 10, no? I don't want to just say this is just optimism, but if you feel that, deeply about something, I would argue it's likely got a lot of, heart investment, knowledge into it. These things don't typically go awry. I'm not saying that they don't, but hold on to the optimism. Stop looking at the 1. Remember, you have the 9 that are presently with you, right? I know that last 1 is the most fucking important one, it feels like, at the very end, but yeah, I understand. I understand. Mystic Mermaid, T3K. Hi. How are you? Raven Dirge, let me know. Oh, wait. Raven Dirge. Let me know if you have any questions. Other than that, and sorry I can't get you, something more definitive for you. Mystic Mermaid. Oh, look at me, pinning a tweet. Yeah. Career energy this week. Any chances of having an interview based on current energies? You bet. Excuse me. I burped. Okie dokie. So, 2 cards, okay? We'll see where that gets us to start. Current energies, okay? Current energies, Mystic Mermaid, regarding this whole career thing, right? I love it. The energies, you've asked for the energies going this week, okay? So, in this present moment, right? What are the energies inviting you forward? The Queen of Pentacles, okay? Reversed. So, the real short version, I doubt you're gonna like this much, but the real short version here, we need to possibly reevaluate. Well, I don't know how dire your need is here, right? For this thing to work out, okay? It's an interview, you said, but right now we're in a phase of patience, okay? Pentacles represent our physical realm, matters like career. So we've planted seeds, we're waiting for the job, yeah? Waiting to get a phone call for an interview, fucking something to happen, right? Yes? There's us waiting, right? Just staring at our garden. Waiting for something to happen, yeah? So, the energy moving forward from right now, moving forward. This may be making more comment about your current state, okay? This would ask us to, in no mean or accusatory way, but this would ask us to obsess less about these matters, but as well call attention to the fact that we may not be nurturing, not only the self, okay, but this thing in particular, okay? So, the current standing, this would be this thing you feel very deeply about, that we stare longingly at all day, right? That we want to just take care of. Well, it may not be, being nurtured in a proper way, right? This is misalignment with how we're interacting with the care of this thing, this career path we want, okay? So this could be you, not enough sleep, not enough food, not enough whatever, right? But that thing you're holding could also. So I don't know what all you've sent out, what you are expecting to come back or anything like that, but yeah. Yes, you are very welcome. Very welcome. But I wish you the best of luck. I hope you find something. Not having a job, man, it's not even just a job. Just not having a paycheck to just know you can pay your bills is insanely just an awful thing to go through. It's crazy. Not fun. Okie dokie. So, Cloudy. Hi. Hi. Cloudy, you're just in time. Hello. And 2400 R7, how are you? And 2400 R7, if you wanted to read, I'm just gonna let you know now. I was working on shutting the stream down, but if you want to read, feel free, type exclamation point join to get in the queue. It'll still work even though it says it's off, okay? But after that, if there's anybody here who would like a read from me after we read the last reads here, I'm gonna step away for the evening. Hi, Cloudy. Hi. It's your turn. You are next. Bam. There's your name. Hi, Cloudy. How are you? How have you been? Do you have... so many things have changed since I saw you last. We have some different oracle decks here. Okay. You know we have several tarot decks here, yeah? Can I get it? Perfect. Can I get a reading on my shadow work? And if my manifestation is coming in? Sure. So, for you in this, we'll just do a three cards, okay? This is The Ethereal Visions by Matt Hughes. Donated to us by you loving viewers. So thank you very much. You may think this deck expensive because it has fancy gold gilding. It was like $24. So thanks for bringing it here. Now you get to see it. 3 cards. The Wheel of Fortune. The 5 of Cups. And the Knight of Swords. Well. I know we need you. Yep. And okay. Whoa, what am I doing? That doesn't go there. There. Okay. So, I'm tired. You're tired. I'm tired. Everybody's tired. Shit. Just locking in on my life. I had immigration concerns for a bit, but I'm all right as of now. Good. I'm glad. So, just general read for you, okay? Honestly, it's a kind of cut, dry, quick one, right? Where are we at? Well, life, yes. Presently, life, disappointing, but this is upright still, so I don't think we're necessarily unaware, of our remaining things to work with, our cups that are available still. I don't think this is lost on you. I just think we're kind of stuck here, right? This is what life still feels like for you, okay? But it's asking you, okay, courageously to seek with the mind, right? That's our knights. I seek, I believe, right? Is it I seek? Let's see. I seek, I think, I speak, I feel. So yeah. I believe these are I seeks, but the warrior on their horse, on a way to, some new way to communicate an action, a thought, a process, a way of being. I'm not sure, but they've got a message, okay? You're gonna fucking hear it one way or another with this type of energy, right? Just very, adventurous, forward thinking, energy, okay? So, I'm not sure what exactly is causing this, okay? But I would argue this guy might be able to help with that, to get away from this, okay? Like we see the Wheel of Fortune for you, right? And it's upright. It's where it should be. This should be, to me, should be a great sign to you, yeah? compared to the alternative, right? I know it's lame because life right now leads immediately into this, but it's still life. You know, that kind of vibe, like, this is your Wheel of Fortune. These cards are badass. Okay? Look at this fucking thing. And then we have the Five of Cups. Right? And finally, our Knight of Swords. There he is. Okay, so it's not necessarily helpful, other than this knight. Okay, this knight is just a reminder to, you know, be bold. Do not wait for others. Right? Zero hesitation. Right? Just go. You know what I mean? Just attempt your best to be free. Okay. This horse can go anywhere, remember? Theoretically, right? Theoretically, but in all this, I really want you to take note, okay? Even your card of, you know, disappointment here, even this card is upright. So when you say it's in your hands, I mean quite literally. You don't have much you can do about this other than, you know, where you exist in this wheel, right? How you feel in it, right? Not much you can do here, but still, it comes to you upright. You know? This is extremely optimistic. While it might not fucking feel great, it's very uplifting, you know? But this in particular, this guy, okay, I'm going to read this to you, okay? The soaring flights the mind is capable of is what this card is meant to represent. It's what, like I say, this horse can go anywhere. This isn't just to say reshape the way you look at this and don't be sad, this shit, right? Like, okay, we're here in our grief. We have arrived, we're aware of it, we're with it, okay? Where do you want to go with it now? You know what I mean? Do you want to leave this shit here so the Three Cups can stay where they're at, these feelings, and ride off back toward these other Two Cups? Try again, right, with what we do got? Or do we want to stay here? Because it sure shit doesn't seem like, right? I don't know if this is what you feel like. If it's not, that's the invitation. If it is, keep fucking going, right? So I'm, you know, I can't speak to all of this, but, you know, yes to what you're saying, though. Completely in your hands, my love. I want you to take note of one thing here, okay? Which is not, it's difficult to see. If you get the chance, okay? Let me see if I can find him. This horse, I want you to look at the eye of this horse and what it is doing, if you have never noticed before. But this horse is staring back at its rider, our knight. Okay? They're looking back at him, utterly terrified. Okay? They're not looking at the direction they're going. They're being led by their knight, right? They don't need to. They follow where the reins lead, right? Doesn't matter what direction they look. They do what they're told. So this poor horse just looks completely fearful about where they are going. It's got this look on its face like, dude, I hope you know where you're going, because I sure don't. Where is it? Knight of Pentacles. I don't know where he is. There you are. Look at this horse's eyeball. Try this again. Yeah. You see where the little black dot is for his eye? That ain't looking forward. Looking backward. Okay? A little fear in there. So, the fear is understandable. It's even already in the card, right? But, still, nonetheless, right? Go forth, okay? Go forth. All right? Questions, Cloudy. Questions. I'm so happy you made it. All of you made it, but you know, some of you I haven't seen in some time. Hi. 5 of Cups is accurate. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So you're on your path, Cloudy. It sounds like you are exactly where you should be. Hell yeah. I know it don't feel great, but at the same token, right? Work's not done yet, right? You still you got this whole adventure to go on. Where is it, right? You tell me, but where is it? Clearly you feel it somewhere out there. It calls, right? So cool. Okie dokie. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is gonna be that for this evening. You are very welcome, Cloudy. I just want to say thank you to everybody that came this evening, hung out, allowed me to read for you. I appreciate you dearly. I hope I have been helpful. I hope you have a good rest of your evening. I will see you all very likely tomorrow. Until then, have a good night, have a good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you're watching this. I love you. I hope you love yourself. Until I see you in the next stream.